Like,
Hulk setup too?
yeah,
Oh, can you share your screen, homie?
I am, bro.
Oh man, how's your Sunday?
It's a fun day. What about you?
Pretty fun. I gotta do a ton of hacking on front end JavaScript testing with
Oh,
so you remember that? Remember the work that you and your brother did with the like the gross margin and the P&L calculator and stuff like that with
man.
I and so like hooking that up in the back end and then hooking it up in the front end is something that I've been trying to figure out, like how to do front end testing. Cause then you need side effects because you have a browser, like you need XML HTTP requests. So I use Sinon for that, SINON. That's like if you have a module that needs to use XML HTTP requests, and you can just like fake out that functionality with Sinon. And so like also then figuring out like, well, I got this template that I need to render as well because you got the JavaScript that binds to the template. So it's like every time I drag this slider item, then I need to be able to hook into the event, the on change event, so I can update some other elements on the page and stuff like that.
See, testing the front end is a little tricky to get the hang of. I haven't really dug into it much.
It's tricky. It is tricky. You're absolutely correct, but it's doable, and it's very tricky. It's rare that you see people that kind of do it right, and like it's really easy to get like down some rabbit hole and not even realize that you're down there. And plus, they're slow too because you have to like fire up a browser, even if it's headless. Like Phantom JS, it's not that it's not as slow as like starting up a browser. It
Yeah,
is still pretty slow because it's got to implement an entire browser in memory.
yeah, it's testing. I don't even bother with it.
It's great
I,
for testing, but it's not scalable for an entire app. That's one of the things that Quovo thought they had to do was like run like tons of instances of Phantom JS, that's not smart. Just why not just understand the systems that you're talking to and then just pull the HTML out of that endpoint. And if you got to talk to some, I don't know, some JavaScript or whatever, sometimes it's better to just know what the endpoints are than it is to try to load up a browser and then click buttons and stuff like that.
dude, that is disgusting. I'd just rather not even test if I had to do that, dude. I just can't imagine. I've had to do it in the past, but I just chose not to. It's too time consuming. It's
Well, it's unreliable as well too because you're limited by the latency of the browser's events.
it's crazy.
Which could be slow or which could be fast, but then if there's something like when I click on this button and it fades out the cart for 10 seconds before it goes to the next page, like you're waiting.
Yeah, of course.
So we have Cheerio installed. Let's go. Let's fire off and hit that URL. Or that's the next question. What are we going to do? How are we going to make requests?
Agent.
Fair enough. I got this link, man, that which is pretty cool. I'm going to pass it on to you because see this is why this is great, Robert, because this ties exactly hand in hand with what I'm working on. And that's so with Quovo, or not with Quovo, with our performance data, we call it historical returns. We spit it out using. I'll get more into it after we finish this task, but we spit out a CSV file into JSON, and I'm working on a component that like makes the GET request to go and grab those historical returns, those JSON objects, and like just making a request to get the data out of the server. That's sort of the area where I'm testing on, and I found this link. Tell me what you think about it with our old friend here. There it is. Tell me what you think about that. I won't do too much of it, but it seems like a good. because we're using Super Agent on the server, and this is more of like using it on the client. I guess there's no difference really if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's just when Super Agent's used, because Super Agent actually has a polyfill to use on the client side, which that's why I love Super Agent, is you can actually use Browserify and use it on the client side. If you look at Super Agent's code, it uses XML HTTP requests on if it's available. Otherwise, it uses like the Node HTTP request module. So that means that you can use it on your server, meaning we use a Node HTTP module, or you can use it on the client, which is it uses the browser's native XML HTTP request.
I see. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's always nice, use the same thing in browser and server. So I've been rocking
If you can, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. It's great.
Oh, hold on for a second. Where's that? Tell me. Oh, nice. Nice. Here it is. Check this out. It'll at least make sense because I think this is like, you know how we do, Robert. You want to go to the lowest level to know what you're doing, and then like figure out how many abstraction layers up you need to go.
Yeah.
So you see, all it's really doing is just figuring out if the XML HTTP request is available, then do that. Otherwise, try some other ones.
Yeah, I see that. Makes sense.
Oh, I think that. Wait, don't tell me that. Does Node have an XML HTTP request implementation? That would be interesting.
Yeah, of course. They do.
Node XML HTTP requests. Does Node utilize XML HTTP requests? There it is. Oh wow. Sweet. That's this is a good find right here, Robert.
Yeah, man.
See that I just sent you?
Yeah.
That's good to know because every single request we'll ever make from any Node app is dependent on what we're staring at right here.
Let's see.
So a response is always going to come back no matter what.
Exactly. That's really cool.
So then what? So that's like the lowest layer down to the metal. What are we going to use? So we're going to use Super Agent to make the request. Then that means we have to install Super Agent into the app, right?
Yep.
Or actually, we're going to have to do an npm install. Say, let's not forget the save flag, the -- save flag too.
Yeah, of course.
Some really good code here we wrote.
Yeah, man.
Only one if statement. It's pretty good.
Where is it? What? Put some haters.
So what are we doing here, Robert?
But he's
Nice, Robert. Nice. No code like no code like no code like no code.
slow. Yeah, this cookie one fails. Maybe it's the time. There we go.
What are you doing? Well, we change the URL to be the one from the site.
Yeah. So they're not going to eat cookies. That's funny.
What do you say?
This state does not requires state to be maintained. They're not using cookies.
They're not using cookies?
Looks like it.
That would be interesting.
They're not. So we can't. I'll just delete the cookie. Oh, I'm going to comment it out.
Yeah, you can just delete the whole thing. Lizzie's really nailing Git well.
Yeah, I'm proud of her. I see all those commits coming in.
I know he's cranking away on a sensible marketing page.
Yeah.
She's need bash commands right now.
Oh wow. All right, I'm gonna get this pushed up, move on a new branch. Get add package.json. Added. I have it like so. I've been having problems with my spacing. Here, I'll show you.
Dude, I use Vi, man.
Yeah, hard bad.
Yeah, what that's I don't have to worry about those problems. I don't know I don't know what to tell you. Probably you have your tabs. Talk to Lizzie about that, man. She knows about all about that right there.
The thing is, I have it set down correctly here. The two. It's pissing me off. Sublime GitHub tab.
They have to convert tabs to spaces, because hard tabs are like the death of indentation for source code.
What the fuck? You see this? I don't even know what happened there. Yo, Ionic really sucks. Have you used it before?
Nope, I don't mess around with stuff like that.
Yeah.
I hang around HTTP, man. that's what I hang around there. That's pretty much it. Because
Yeah.
I know it's never, no matter what's the flavor of the month, it's got to talk through it.
Yeah. I don't know why it's doing. You see this? What? Wow. You see this, bro? It's like not giving me extra. What?
There you go.
I need to get into my documents.
Your documents.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go to the terminal and say open tilde? Yeah, you got something wrong with your Finder, but well, that's a personal problem. You can go to terminal and there you go. That was weird.
Didn't even work.
Ooh, today I learned if you open up a directory from the terminal, use SBL, I guess for Sublime. You say like SBL dot, it'll open up with a drawer, because one of the things that I can never figure out how to do with Sublime is how to open up the project drawer on the side. I thought it was a paid feature. You had to like pay for a project drawer.
Yo, I know what this happened.
What?
Oh, I fucked up my Sublime when I had that config file. Fuck whoever made that script. I don't understand. This man fucked up my Sublime. There. Sublime setting I just used fucked it up. You hear?
Yep, I sure am.
I don't know. I might have fixed it, but I don't feel like pushing up. I don't feel like pushing up a commit and having it not be fixed.
Well, do realize too, man, is that if it's just a matter of formatting and indentation, I have a Git plugin or a Vim plugin that immediately when I open up that file, it's going to convert all of the spaces to all of the tabs to spaces.
I'm gonna.
So it just has to be on a branch. I mean, really, and it really is just a private repo. We don't want to be. You don't have to be precious around the actual formatting because I can fix that immediately for you.
Okay, I'll think. Try and commit. How do I make a new branch via command line? Actually,
Oh, Git checkout -B and then a branch name.
it.
Hey, how's it going?
Is this
Oh, it's Creeper. Go off, Philip.
How you guys doing?
That's who it is, Robert.
good? How are you, man?
Good.
It's good, bro. Yo, Tom, I started working on your thing for Quote Media, little scraper.
Oh yeah.
It's going well. I'm just working on trying to fix my indentation in my IDE. it's fucked up right now. But
Well, why don't you? We'll take a step back there, Robert. That's what our Pomodoro there. So number one, why don't you go through a walkthrough to understand what we're supposed to be doing here, like so on a page and get a better understanding. Because Philip is on the line right now too. But why don't you explain from what you kind of got what the task is?
okay, so are we going to discuss like how we're going to pull this off? Like, where do we start?
We'll start from like the image that you got dropped in the Slack. You know what I mean? So.
Of course. How hard would it be to scrape this page into a YAML file for me? I want to keep the 3 layers of nesting, i.e. basic materials, agricultural inputs, etc.
That was yeah, from the link, which
Yeah, I have it right here. So if I understand this correctly, you just want pretty much each of these is like a category, and this is like a subcategory. So we have to get this all into a JSON file.
yeah, they're basically like the top layer is sort of what it's called a sector, and then a sector would have industries, and then industries would have sub-industries.
I see. Okay. So why don't
And the intent is the actual data, not the link. So that first, because Robert trolled me a little bit, and he said it was a link scraper, and he was like, "No, I realize it's just the data, the actual information, and having it just being able to aggregate. Because then you can do whatever the heck you want to with it."
Well, yeah, there was the link idea. I was like, well, that's kind of I wouldn't say futuristic, but in a sense that would give the link to all the tickers that Quovo would be calling that industry. But I was like, that's kind of a premature optimization.
Absolutely.
At first, it was more just how lazy can I be and not have to type this out again,
or
reformat it.
Unrequested feature.
Yeah.
So where we at? We set up the app and all of that. We're just going through as far as how to make HTTP requests from like down at a lower level, because everything wraps around XML HTTP requests for the most part. Was really cool as we were able to look at a couple of links, which helped me actually with wrapping up the historic returns, because that has to make an XML HTTP request from the front end to the server. So we're just wrapping up those concepts. We're going to use Super Agent for both. So that's like making a request over to Quote Media, and also from the performance or the cost page of the Sensible Marketing app, making a request to historical returns, simple GET requests, grabbing all of the data and converting them into a JSON array.
Yeah, can we load it in on the? I guess I'll probably speak here, but in a sense, load it as part of the web page in a sense for the returns.
We could, but we wouldn't want to do that per se. You always want to be able to load data. I mean, that's what XML HTTP request was built for.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So basically, it loads it once that person clicks on that page, and then.
Right. So the XML HTTP request is the difficult part. It's that once you have those objects in an array, converting them into something manageable or to what object space, that's the important part, because that's when you can do something with it. So if you're to go back to the Quote Media page, you specified the object graph right there, Philip. You said that there's sectors, and then there's what, and there's what?
There's industries and then sub-industries.
Exactly. So basically, as something loops through the page, it just grabs all of the sets of these things, that's sectors, and grabs all of the sets of those children, and those are, you said industries?
Yep.
Yeah, industries, and then, an industry just can have a parent or not.
Okay, so this is like basic materials in industry, and is this like communication? That's like a sub industry, the communication services.
Yeah, so if you looked over at, say, maybe more obvious, there's like computer hardware or technology. That's a good one. Yeah. So technology, then that
See,
would be like any tech company, right? And then there's like electronic gaming. So like EA would be under application software. Electronic gaming would be EA, or someone that was more of a in the health services would be in the health information services under tech.
all right, I get it now. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
So we can use Super Agent and make the request to grab the data, and then we could just take that data string and pump that into Cheerio, and then we should be that's that's the that's the most difficult thing that should happen, because after that, then it's just kind of like breaking down how to grab all of the sets of the elements, just like CSS queries.
Well,
Oh, I see. That's a pretty cool tool. I didn't even know that existed. Huh.
yeah,
I wonder if Vim uses that underneath
I don't
it.
really know how to use this. How do I? So I use expand option, then file. How would I do that? Like, not like I know it's like expand option, but like, how do I specify the number of tabs here?
Probably dash dash tabs equals and some number.
Yeah. So it looks like it's dash dash tabs.
Well, yeah, but you probably have to specify the file after the options. That's what I'm looking at. You gotta be careful with that. That'll make you pull your hair out, man. I've been there.
You did the wrong file.
Or well, sometimes some operations can't take the flag after the file. It'll say like git even. It'll say I don't know what you're talking about. Dash dash watch. What does that mean? That's no file I recognize, and that's just telling you that the file should be the very last thing.
Add tab, stop spec. We're looking at a different one. There we go.
Yeah, Lizzie and Noel had the same issue too. With just, I guess it's just a Barone thing, man. I don't have that problem.
It's really angry. What happened to me at a hackathon? It was horrible.
Yeah, see, that drive you batty in a language like Python.
Might have worked.
Oh, it worked.
I think it did.
Nice. Well done.
Oh yeah, it did work. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna commit questions. Hope that works. So this he said.
Philip, Robert was just commending you on your Node skills ramping up.
Oh yeah, they've died down a little bit, but I did a little drawing the
You're
other day.
doing good, bro. You're doing real good.
It was only like a 3-day tour into Node, and then last week I did a little side tour with Brian.
Yeah, Christian got knee deep in Node on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, we can start.
We got into the date issue though.
Yeah, that was a good learning, man. But you can pass that on to Robert. Well, what was the learning, Philip? Robert definitely will want to know this.
But basically, most languages you can do like a data object would be say like a year, a month, and a day. And in Node or in JavaScript, it basically said like I don't recognize that input instead of saying like blow up. It was making them all the current time.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
So basically, if you put in the wrong input into a date where it can't parse it, it basically just makes it now, or most languages it would kind of blow up.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
That's one of those JavaScript WAT things, man. Because you're like you'd expect it to blow up. Like it's JavaScript just being JavaScript, and so I'm telling you, there's like a dozen head scratcher places in JavaScript where like, thank God for tests, man.
Alright, I was like, time to use TypeScript, right?
Yeah, TypeScript is nice. I like it.
Run start. What's good there? Oh, what blew up?
What blew up? That's a good question. Unexpected token R and package.json. How does that even happen? There's an unexpected token and wait, what?
What line is it on?
It's
I
Lodash.
I get this all the time. What line is it on?
No, it's in Lodash. Module.
What is Lodash, and why does it keep creeping up every time?
It's like moment, right? But it's,
This is just
it's like underscore, right?
Oh, right.
It's a
Yes.
bigger version of underscore.
I'm just gonna reinstall.
Yeah.
Like everything I install, I see Lodash pop up. It's kind of making me angry. What? What?
I'd say we can get rid of the super agent proxy and retry.
That maybe it was that bash script I ran because I set it to go for all files by accident.
Oh. It also was like that. What was it? The RM.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! We don't talk about that commit.
Why is Sublime? Like, just do it. This indentation. I don't understand.
Hey, Robert, we probably don't even need Gulp Mocha. We could just use the command line.
Yeah, I felt like having code reloading though.
Oh, hey, you know it comes with a watcher, homeboy.
Mocha does?
Mocha command line has a -W flag that just enables the watcher, and Gulp Mocha is just a wrapper around that -W flag. Go figure.
That's great.
Go figure, man.
Bye-bye. Alright, what's the... Alright, gulp minus W.
So it's not Gulp minus W, it's just so in the .node modules Mocha find. Yeah, you see where it says test? If you put -W at the end of that command, it's gonna watch those files. That's it. Boom. Now you save the file and it's gonna reload it. See?
So much better than what I was using before.
Yes, I know, man. That right there, you just
all the time. I swear.
You just say I love Gulp to death, but you just saved yourself a framework, my friend.
Yeah. Alright, so my module to exports, I think we're going to use async. We might need it, we'll see.
Well, we might need it. Let's just make one request first.
Yeah, we probably don't need even async. Just most of the time asynchronous code's slower, right, Snugs?
Well, it depends. JavaScript's a finicky beast.
We're not going to need async. We're going to use Bluebird.
You never know. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're probably that's not a bad idea because you're gonna want to do something after you get a response back, and callback is just painful. So we should just be able to do super agent get onto that URL. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the structure. That's pretty good. Spec. Well, you can probably delete the spec for you too.
I don't even name something called like. It takes me a while to think of a name.
That's not a bad thing, man. As long as you are thinking.
Yeah. Why is it really? Switch indentation. I just changed it back. I want to kill Sublime. Fuck this. I've been getting this for like a month. I can't seem to figure it out, man.
I'm telling you, you need to holler at Lizzie, man. She's got this.
We already been through that pain.
She's got the secret sauce, man. I think she got Noel right too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I want to name this dot. It's a new sensible. That doesn't sound right. New.
Well, it's a quote, media sector. I guess it's fetch sectors. The fetch is, I hate that word, but I
New new script.
don't like scraper.
Yeah.
Something that has to do with sectors. Wait a minute, go back to the URL of that page. What's the
Quote media sector. All right, look, this is good. That's fine.
Oh, I know. Instead of quote media, get rid of the sector word. That's the method you call. Or that's the attribute, I guess you could say. Because if you have a quote media, you stuff an agent into it, that's the dependency injection, and then you can call dot sectors on it, and then that spits out the array, and then you're done. That's the whole program. Yep, exactly. Well done, Robert. Well done, Robert. Exactly. Good. Now we have a fence around it, actually, and then we can start playing inside of that object.
Quote media is up. All right, now I need to.
Oh, dude, well, let's wait a minute. Oh, right. You're injecting the agent into Oh, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. That's the right architecture. You're right. I was gonna say why isn't the agent over here, but that's irrelevant of this thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
R.
You might have to open source that agent, Robert.
I know. I love it.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Any options when you pass in?
No. Let's just. I mean, let's just have that thing spit back in an array. That's the first test. I'd say.
Then
Nice. So the request happens inside the sectors, right?
yeah.
And as Uncle Bob says, man, it'll probably grow and be a couple of other methods hanging off of it, but at minimum, it's a fairly complete feature.
Yeah.
You know, whether the JSON saves to a file or it's prints out to std out, that's an implementation too.
All right. Start with name some variables. Var agent equals.
Well, we got the agent already.
No. I mean, yeah.
All we have to do is just fire off request line, and then we resolve the problem.
Get list return agent dot get our URL.
Nice. It's a beautiful thing to watch here, Philip. I'm telling you, man. It's like programming without having to lift your fingers.
What do I want to call this? This will be the function that I don't even think we need to wrap that in a function.
Nice.
It's like too small of a function. Like
you refactor when you can refactor before you even commit. That's where you're. That's a sweet iteration right there. That's refactoring of your brain. That's what's up, man. Usually takes me until after the commit. Well done. Now that makes more sense. And parse sectors, you probably want to. Is there some sort of callback? Oh, right. We can resolve the promise by we can resolve the promise with parse sectors. How's that sound?
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, of course.
All right.
All right. So I say we start by looking at this inner HTML.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we get a 200 OK back first.
Yeah, I'm ahead of the game. Let's see. 200. Okay.
We got a 200 OK?
Let me see. Console.log response status.
Yeah, we can just wrap that in a test because one of the first would definitely make sure that it responds okay.
So like wrap this in a test.
Well, that console.log, that's the thing, right? Is whenever you feel like you want to write console.log, that's exactly an area where I at least say, oh, I'll just write a test for this thing. Because then I don't have to tamper with the actual code. I can actually just wrap the test around in the sandbox and say, what I really want to know is the response status code 200, and I just run a test for that.
See, Rashawn, this is kind of why I know you said like don't do that earlier, but like remember how I was saying you can access private methods? So, like why don't we just test this directly? Like how else would we test it?
That's cool. Okay, so then go to index.spec. I'll show you.
Yeah, your quality is really bad, Rashawn.
Wait, hold on. My what?
Your mic quality is really bad.
All right, let me put on my headphones. So let's see here. Let me put this on first. Hold on. Well, so what we want to do is write a test for where is it at? Describe a response. Um, no.
Okay. Look at that.
You have a,
There's
Robert, you have a.
behavior and rejoin.
Oh, hold on. Okay, bye.
Hello?
Wait a minute. Hello?
Hello? Oh, Jesus.
Hello? Spugs?
Hello?
Hey,
Can
yeah,
you hear me? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a catastrophe.
Yo,
All right.
almost done, Rashawn.
Thanks, man. I had my Chrome plugin blew up. What did I miss, Robert?
Almost done with the parse script.
Ah, I figured as much.
I was just writing it in browser because it's easier.
Of course, and then you just put it over in. That's just the Cheerio commands.
Um, Replace. Trim. Okay, cool. Now I have to grab that, so. Our sector equals. Subcategory. I did it wrong.
Nice. Nice, Robert.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Yeah, looks like it.
I'm just working on. I'm trying to figure out how to get. This is a sector, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this agricultural inputs will like define that. What would that be titled?
I
Like
think
this
that'd be called a sub industry.
sub industry. Okay. So I have the subcategory in some industry now. I got the, what's this called? What's gonna be a subcategory?
That's in industry.
I see.
So wait a minute. There's wait a minute, Professor. So we have this word industry, and there's sub-industry. Whenever I hear that, like sub is just a characteristic of an industry. That like if that means that an industry may or may not have a parent. If it doesn't have a parent, then it's an industry. If it does have a parent, it's a sub-industry.
What's this one?
So that in a sense is a sub-industry
And this one is
of agriculture. Yeah. So basically, every industry has a sector, and then so a sector is the most broad, and then an industry is more specific,
I see.
and then a sub-industry is more specific than an industry.
I'm feeling like we're using sub-industry because we've yet to describe what that thing is, but that's a good enough name for it right now.
I think it's when the world became more complex, and they decided that industries were too broad still and needed something more specific, and they didn't think of
Yeah, because sub-industries is much more specific than industries, right?
Oh, God.
because
Um,
it's a subset of an industry.
Oh, gee.
Word.
I guess I see what you're saying.
Yo, Sean, this
Yes.
is gonna be hard.
Why? Why? What happened?
So let me show you pretty much what's up. I have everything going. So this right here is the let me see. This right here is the sub industry, and this right here is the industry. I got all that working. See, it works.
So you have the sector in the industry, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you have all the sectors in the industry. That's probably, I mean, on a first pass, that's probably good enough if we can't get the.
Yeah, just be clear, Robert. Remember, the iterations are to not overthink it. That's as far as a first pass. Like I think we're at a stage now where Philip, you could say, well, how do you want to consume it? Does it need to be JSON? Does it need to be in a Word document? Like,
Yeah, like JSON or something that's more machine readable, I guess.
all
Problem?
right,
No, that's not the problem. Look, I don't know how the hell this is gonna be a crazy algorithm, but you see how like this is this an industry? What would this be defined as?
Sector.
My bad. Yeah, so like they have a sector, but pretty much sector is not a like sector doesn't really contain these inside of a div or anything. So like we're wait, maybe I'm speaking wrong. Hold on. Uh let me
they are contained in the TD in the table definitions.
yeah, but look, Rashawn, there's like there's no break in them. Like you'd think that these sector like you see these items right here, I'm going over.
Huh?
Like these all of these items right here, the ones I selected, you'd think they'd be contained like inside of basic materials, but they're not. See what I'm saying? It's kind
Wait,
of
where's basic materials at?
right here, and then look, it just goes down. They're not like contained inside of basic materials.
That's funny. So the way that the algorithm would be is that you go and we grab a collection of that basic materials. What's the type of header that is similar to it from energy? So basic materials and energy both share similar properties. It probably is some class name.
Well, no, what we do is pretty much. I see. Okay.
Because there's a next function in Cheerio which says, okay, if I have this thing, then what's the siblings to it next up until the next thing that's like this? That's the only way you'd be able to grab it. And you're right, it's a very tricky algorithm, but it's been solved already.
Okay, I got it. The counter or something. Wait. Sectors. Yeah, I think it's actually simpler than that. I think so. Bar sector equals domain text indexed sectors.
Hey Robert, I'm gonna drop a in the Hangout link. I'm gonna drop a bomb in the Hangout link. There you have it. So you and Philip can check it out. Because Cheerio exposes the same API as well.
Okay.
You guys are using jQuery?
What?
Is this I was asking Sean, is this because the site's using jQuery or?
No, this is that's just jQuery is just an API that a lot of people will use on the site, but if it's whether it's jQuery or a server side where we use Cheerio, that's just the API that we use to grab the next elements in line. See, jQuery, your tools like jQuery and Cheerio, they're great for exactly solving these problems that Robert just ran up against.
Yeah, I already figured it out. I'll be done in a minute.
And Cheerio is just jQuery on the server side, Philip.
Okay.
It just expects a string that comes in that's HTML friendly, and it'll parse it and figure it out. That's the thing that I name dropped in the Quovo meeting too as
Yeah,
well.
I remember.
Yeah, that's just because they were talking about launching up instances of Phantom JS. Robin and I were actually just
Oh,
talking.
no, that was what Brian had mentioned.
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah,
using Python right now for the scraping.
precisely, absolutely. But it could be faster though. See, that's the thing is that
That's a good question because the Python LXML C and it releases the GIL.
it
So
does release the GUI.
it's probably faster to maybe like get to the page and stuff in JavaScript, but once sort of you downloaded the XML doc or HTML, then I probably would say that the C code would be faster.
All right, I got it to work. Done.
Awesome.
All right. Cool thing is, Cheerio is exactly like jQuery, so that'll be the same on server side. Sean, so we left off pretty much discussing on how we can test hitting that API endpoint on that quotemedia.com. Right?
Yep.
So how would we go about testing that? You're gonna teach me something.
All right. Well then, let's see here. Where's the method that we call that we want to get the results out of?
We're pretty much using .then. So
No, well, I mean, what's the method that we call on the subject? Because remember, every class has a minimum one method. Does it parse sectors? No, it can't be parse sectors.
Method. You saying put this in a method?
Yeah, what's the method called? Selectors?
Oh, not sectors. My bad.
Not sectors. Sectors. Got it. So we just want to assert that. And I don't know. I guess what's the assertion for chai that asserts that an array is not empty? That's the first thing we can do.
No, we wanted to check the response status.
No, that's an implementation detail of
That's what we want to do.
of. I almost thought that half an hour ago, but that's an implementation detail of the quote media.
I'm already checking to see if it's an array.
Yeah, we just care that data's coming back. Well, it's an array. We want to check to make sure that the array is not empty. That's the first check.
Deferred dot resolve. I know, I got it.
Because that'll be a nice fence wrapped around what the results are that are coming back in JSON.
Okay, now we have a working spec. Now we're gonna parse sectors, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring over our jQuery script. Hold on, didn't work.
One thing we got to be careful with too is that the Cheerio implements most things from jQuery. It still leaves some stuff out. There's more than one way to skin a cat, though. I think you got the algorithm right for sure.
Yeah, a minute. I delete. Wait, what? Oh, I hard coded. My bad.
Philip Robert can't even use his monitor yet. He's got to find a bigger desk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him and his brother.
It's really weird. Yeah. I'll get it 1 minute. The array. What? Oh. That's it. Oh, I still do not. Okay. So I want to increment every time. I gotta back up a little bit and work on the algorithm for another minute.
Yeah, so essentially, what you're doing is similar to like this is like computer science, comp sci 101. It's lexing and parsing. Essentially, you have a whole bunch of operations or things that are of some structure, but they're just in sequential order. So you have to like be able to like grab all of the similar ones first, then go through it again, and then grab all of the children of it. It's something that could be really difficult from an algorithm perspective, but then you have syntactic sugar API like the next method in jQuery and stuff, where you just kind of have to grab the different sets and then say, okay, well, for the next ones of these, hopefully you don't have to get down into recursion, which I don't think you have to for this thing.
Okay, so I kind of rethought the algorithm. I was doing it wrong. I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. So pretty much I'm going to loop through every single item in the table. And if it's a QM main text, that will be one of our sectors. So then I'll know till I hit the next sector, that will be all the items there will be a industry, whatever. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I took me a minute. So many of these. I guess first, let's try that.
At least their markup's not as janky in order as like say I don't know finish line or something like that. Right, Robert?
Chaining. It's chaining hell right here. Not first. It didn't work.
There you go.
I'm doing something wrong. How do I access this T body right here? You know how to access it, Rashawn? This T already, whatever. Yo,
Yep. Yep.
is Rashawn here?
Yeah, what's the furthest down you can get to?
I don't know. There's so many tables on this thing.
I know. What's the nearest one up from the one that you want? So with jQuery, it's always like go for what you want and then work your way up because you can always grab the parent of that thing. So I
Yeah.
usually say if I want this thing, then how far do I have to go up before I can find a class or an ID that I can grab onto? Or else you're just in tag soup then.
I got it. So
So if you can grab those, at least you can then go find the thing you're looking for.
yeah. Here. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There you have it, Robert. Nice.
Okay. Undo this. Okay. Oh, working on it. Alright. So,
All right.
wait, is this in sector? Bar sector equals subject dot split.
Yeah, split's probably not a function. You probably have to use it on the .html and then go from there because that'll get the actual text out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I believe split is on the string prototype.
Yeah, probably. That would be my guess, considering that's on the Python one.
Is Python really that similar to ES6, Philip?
Like the same one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do
I
you say?
think seven's even more so. Yeah.
It fascinates me every time you bring up something like that. I'm like that's almost damn near the ECMAScript.
Well, they're both functional, or Everything's an object, right? So
But sense. View property split. Well, it string. Oh, that split. If snugs.
Yes, sir.
Kind of weird. It won't split.
What's the subject? What is it?
Wait, hold on. This is a sector. All right, watch. Wait, it is sector. Subject that split says can every property split of undefined?
Right. Well, because subject isn't defined.
It is right here.
It's wait. Press enter again, or evaluate that again.
Weird.
Oh, I see. It's because subject is undefined. Even though you're saying var subject, that doesn't mean that that thing isn't undefined. What you're looking for,
No,
like
you can log it out. Look,
no, I mean on the right side of the equal sign on the line above.
you can log it out, bro.
Okay, go back.
See, console.log subject. It's string. You do type of. Oh, the first one's undefined.
Yeah, if one of them is undefined, it's a wrap. Like you're probably getting a collection back.
Okay, so we're gonna filter them.
Yeah, you have to filter, dude. You have to filter for the empty ones, or your algorithm's going to blow up. That's the area where a lot of people would program if statements and says if the thing is null or that. It's just like, well, filter out the crappy ones and then just run the code.
Yeah. Item.filter. Use strict. Oh.
You probably want to filter out the ones that are not undefined.
Yeah.
Or collect, rather.
Item.h. If sub. Return. Oh.
Yeah, that's it. There, you got it.
Oh. Hmm. Subject.
Yeah, but do remember that the substring takes a starting number and an ending number, or optional ending number.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't get it. You have to do dot index of. Uh, so right. Substring class index of Q. Okay, now we're gonna push this into an array. Sector index dot. Sean,
Yes, sir.
what are these called again? I keep forgetting. They're
Sectors.
Those the grays are the sectors. The bolds are the industry.
Oh, my bad.
Said those.
these are industry.
Yeah, don't listen to me, Robert.
My bad. Index dot. Sector. Set that equal to sector. Index dot industry. Damn, this is getting.
Well, see, this is the good part, Robert. This is what I'm here for because it's I I'm going through the same thing. So it's once you have that collection of arrays coming back, how do you convert those over into an object graph? This is exactly this. This is exactly
Guarded algorithm.
Yeah. It's I mean it's not difficult, but this is the part where it's as far as in the heart surgery operation, like this is when the heart's open and you're like, all right, what do I name this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna transfer this over. Easier to type in here. Okay. I'd rather type in here. Alright, so indexed will be an array of sectors.
Well, why can't you call it sector?
Yeah. Sector. Yeah.
See what it did there, Philip?
Yeah. Took off the S.
No, you said indexes. These things indexes are an array of sectors, and I was like, why don't we call them sectors?
Yeah, without the S, you're saying.
Well, it's with or without the S, it's better than index.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, index dot sector equals sector. So sector is the name of the sector. So this is
The sector is in the gray, if I'm not mistaken.
sectors right here. So at this point, we have the sector, so we should go ahead and name it. Index dot sector equals sector. So now we have. I'll show you. See, visual.
Yep.
What we have now.
Well done.
Yes.
Now, what? So this is industry. So we'll have an array of industries. So equals an array of industries. Okay. So now we got to Okay. Index.sector. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and look at how we can structure this. So pretty much,
Okay.
just we're gonna come back right now. We have an object with a sector. So now we're gonna add pretty much an array of industries. I'll show you. Index.industries equals now. See, industries will be an array of all of the whatever sub-industry. I don't know what they're called.
Sub industries. I guess is a good enough name for now. I guess.
It's a technical name, yeah.
So
Is that Is that what the industry calls it? Pun intended, Philip.
It is, yeah, that is.
It is what the industry calls it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Robert. So that they are sub industries.
nice. So this
Oh wait.
industry is an array of sub-industries. It's like an array of JSON objects inside of that. So what was
That's true.
inside of industries? You'll have pretty much
Because a JSON object, an array is technically a JSON object as well.
yeah. We're just gonna be like so like this is an example of what it will look like. Um, agriculture. Oops. See? Wait, what? Oh, industry is just an array. It has the oops. Pretty much. What did I do?
Yeah, there's the food chart.
Whoa, how did we get here?
A food pyramid.
Which one is it? I'm stuck. Alright.
There it is.
Okay, so like index the industries, that will just be an array of JSON arrays with a key. The key will be the industry, and the value will be the sub-industry. Simple enough? Yo, 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 Rashawn. Where you at?
Oh, see, yeah, he's on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, bro.
Oh, I just sent you something, Robert. I tossed off a baton to
Oh, yeah. So that's the official ones. I wasn't lying. Sub-industry.
So,
So
industry.
that's the object graph from that pyramid right there, Robert.
It may be so this is like the official ones, and then everybody like copies it, but not really because of legal issues. In a sense, they came up with a standard, and then people came up with mimics of the standard, so they wouldn't get sued, but they wouldn't have to pay the like copyright license. So they all are kind of a little bit different from the kind of main standard one.
Okay, so where do we start? I'm trying to think.
Well, I mean, where do we start? We've already started. It's actually in a pretty good place. It's where do we want to finish it? Is the question.
All right, I know how to do this. So I'm gonna start writing code. Thinking of it.
Oh, I know a decent object map. One object map could be that, say, you have industries
Oh,
that
I got it. Wait, let me see something. Where is? Oh. Okay, so I got it on an object. Look, so like I got end of it. Oh, we have to map it to. I forgot. We have to map it to a sector. Okay, never mind.
I mean, the mapman can just be from nesting. I mean, you can have a sector that is just nothing but a key, and its value is an array. And inside of that array are objects that have a key, which is the industry, and an array of sub-industries. But that's the cool thing about JSON, right? You don't have to do any associations. I mean, the association is inherent from the document tree.
Alright. Trying to grab this. Oh, here. Ah. All right. Um, loop through all the TDs in the page, Rashawn.
Well, I mean, if you just grab all of it, if you have like a selector, say a table, you can just go find the TDs and it'll return a collection back, and then you can loop over the collections.
True.
Yeah, the dot find method is how I I'll usually restrict down to a context like some table or some div, and then do a find off of it, which takes a CSS select.
Trying to figure this out because
And also you can do a next, which is like your siblings that takes a CSS selector as well. So if it's a child, we're going to want to use find, and if it's a sibling, we want to use next.
so
That amazes me. They have so many tables, but the document's still not structured at all.
so messy.
They have so many tables, but but the document makes no sense semantically. That's amazing. See, this is the kind of thing that would make like a Lizzie or an Elise decapitate themselves. It's just like, how do you even find the content to even know what to update?
Yeah. Pissing me off, man. Designs. What the fuck? Been close to being there.
I've seen longer. This. I don't know if it makes you feel any better, Robert, but I've seen longer dot first dot children dot first dot table dot children.
I bet.
Yeah, you can go to any website built by Microsoft and get that experience.
Here we go. Ridiculous, dude. Finally there after
how many nestings are there? What is there, like 13?
literally like 10.
Uh,
God.
that is amazing.
Took forever. All right, now I can finally work. All right, I know what I'm doing now. So table.each. So pretty much what I'm thinking we can do is hold on. So we have let me log out of table. Subject. Console.log. Subject. Whatever. Okay. So pretty much this page is divided up in like 3 rows, I guess. You see this?
Yeah. Cool.
Sean?
Yeah.
Rashawn?
Yes, sir.
It's divided up into 3 rows. So what I think we can do is we iterate through each of them. So we take the first table, and pretty much we are going to find each of the, help me out here, sectors. We're going to create an array of them. And after that, we pretty much loop through.
Well, I think it's an array of industries, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Because
figure out
the sectors are the columns.
these qm underscore main text. These are the sectors.
That's a
So
The page without that left bar, if that's any easier.
what?
Oh no, it's the link I just posted. It's the same page, but they got rid of the left menu bar.
Oh, hold on for a second. I didn't get that.
It's on the Google Hangout.
Oh, okay. It's on the Hangout, Robert.
Oh.
The second, yeah, not take you to the right. If you go back to where you hit sector list, I think it was. There's sectors. Oh, that's so weird. I have a completely different page than you do.
Is it the first page you sent, Philip?
No, from hitting that link he just hit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
similar to that.
Yeah, but there was 2 links though.
Oh, it's like quote media one.
I don't think it'll make a difference. So
It's
Oh.
I think we're
oh,
good.
that's taking us to 2 different places.
That's a possibility. And welcome to the broken web.
All right. I think I got something going. Oh, inside of it. Okay. Table. Oh, okay. I see.
Probably the class.length. You can't use it yet.
Oh, it's undefined.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
it's still undefined. Wait, oh, that's why. Table. What? Oh, I don't know why it returns all this stuff already. It's kind of annoying. Weird.
You're probably going to use item because the table is not defined in that context. Because you have table. You're probably going to want to call that tables plural, where it says var table, or else it'll be and then inside of the function when you iterate over each one of them, you want to call that the table, or else it might get a little confusing.
You're right.
You misspelled tables too.
Where? What? What? Oh, I'm not
Well,
locked.
you probably don't have to do the. There's one tables.each. You're doing the. You could probably remove that one because it's doing the same thing on the following line. The first table.each. The inner one is doing the same thing right after that. And yeah, you can just use tables and say tables.each right there.
Yeah, the problem is like I'm trying to get inside of each of you. Oh,
Yeah, then yeah, you see what I mean?
I'm tired, dude. Now, children. Air took forever. Bar sector.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's
Sub. Understand, man. Back out there again. Okay. Now I have testing sectors, so
So which one is this one now?
watch.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. There you go. So what is that we have there now? It looks like we got all of the titles.
Nah, I got some fuck ups here. I don't know why it's.
What are those things? XT. XT. That's weird. We can always filter those out. So I mean, if they're in there, then who cares? If that's something we don't want, we can just like have an XT filter.
But just yeah, that's actually just the break, isn't it? You look at where
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably something to do with their wonky markup. It's the good thing is like that's more than enough. What we really want to do is to like if we want to strip those XTs out, that's like a simple filter function.
yeah.
I don't even use filter, I use replace.
Oh, really?
Or you probably don't want to. You probably want to just use those to be where the break. Yeah, exactly.
Probably should use filter.
Yeah, I probably want to filter because you don't care.
If false.
Well, so you get to then get the break, right? So you can do to map it back to the sector more easily, or
I don't know if the break is even like valuable.
no, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's not being displayed like a human looking at the page. The break's irrelevant. That thing's just used, I guess, to I don't know, because whoever made this page didn't know about CSS.
I'm back out there or what? Let me get back up. Yo, I've already done this. Just rewriting it.
Right.
It looks like all of our sectors.
Well,
Yeah.
those are our industries, right?
No, these are sectors. Wait,
Because the sectors are in the gray, the industries are in the gold.
No, those are the yeah. Let's see.
So we already have the script for getting the industries done. Now we're working on sectors, which is a bitch.
Well, sector should be easy. It should just be able to go and find the previous sibling that has the class of whatever a sector is. Because say if I'm an industry, then chances are in the markup a sector came before me. I'm not the child of the sector because remember we said that there's no hierarchy there. There should be, but there isn't. It's like the sector is actually sitting previous to what in line whatever the industry is. So there's this prev API on Cheerio and jQuery, and that goes and finds the previous element that has a particular class name or ID, some CSS selector. That's how you get the sector. Or that's one way to get the sector. You just say, hey, go find the previous sector, and there you have it.
Alright, I have an array of all sectors, looks like. Oh, it's long enough. 3 times. Oh.
See, the array of sectors might not be as that's good for mapping and like storing it as a data, but the array of sectors, so it's like by the time you have the sectors, you shouldn't have to map the industries to the sector. It's like the sector is where you go grab the industries from.
You're right. Let's see.
Even if like the order is all janky in the markup and stuff.
Um,
Nice, that's a good. Financial question of the day, Philip. What's REIT? REITs.
Real estate investment trust.
Real estate investment trust. Did you know that? Did you know that, Robert?
nah.
So they're a way to invest in like real estate. Like say you wanted to own a piece of several New York City office buildings. It'd be a way for you to invest in real estate that as a single person you probably couldn't own outright. So you'll usually get like a stream of the say landlord fees, if you will, on like a apartment or several apartments.
Okay, let's learn something about the data.
So we have all of these. Okay, Rashawn. So we have all of our.
Yes, sir.
We have the. What do you call these? These things right here. Tired.
The industries.
We have all the industries. So now what we do next?
Are the sub industries in order, or are they children of the industries in the markup? So, like, is the link inside of that already next to each other, or
In it. Yeah.
they're next to each other? So, I guess for every sub industry, you'd go and find every whatever those things. I bet you there's some class that's on that thing, and you go and find all of the next ones up until that thing. Wait a minute. Can you that Q in sector list that where it says main text and sector? That's the industry and sub industry, right? Right there. That's the industry and sub industry, main text and subsector, right?
In text and sub.
Scroll down too, right there. So that's the sub industry, and the main text one is the industry.
Yeah.
Right, and each one of those seem to be inside of a. That's how you do it, Robert. So the QN sector list, those things are a collection of industries and sub-industries for a particular industry. Each one of those, I bet you there's only one of those main text ones, and then uh, it's a bunch of those sub-sector ones after that. All you have to do is, so there's a parent method in Cheerio and jQuery. You have to say parent QN sector list. That gives you the box with the industry and the sub-industry.
That's not what I'm worried about, man.
What are you looking for?
I know about parent and everything. The hard part, dude, is pretty much they're all put in a line. So like, you have this main text right here. It's basic materials. This right here is our help me
That's our
out.
sector. That's a sector.
All right, sector. I'm so tired, dude. So sector, we have a sector. It's on a straight line, so it goes straight down. Like none of these industries in the sector. I'm trying to figure out how the hell to figure all that out.
Well, that's easy. So you grab the sectors first. That's all the sectors. Then you grab all of the sector lists afterwards. See, the cool part is that sector list.
Oh,
What do you say? Yeah, the cool part is that sector list is a box around all of the industries, whether they're sub-industries or a regular industry. So you just have to grab a sector and then say between my sector, who I am, and the very next sector in line, those are all of my industries.
all right. Help me out with that. What's
All right, cool. Oh, let's see here.
Yeah, there must be a jQuery thing for
There's
that.
got to be a next until. I go do a Google search, and I bet the farm there's a next until.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I was gonna do that all from scratch.
Heck no, jQuery definitely has an API for that. Yep, voila. And then if jQuery does, I bet you Cheerio does too. Exactly. That's exactly what you want.
Uh,
That is exactly what you want.
okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Here.
Yep.
Okay, so be like subject dot next is
I guess so. The next, I don't know, maybe CSS class that defines a sector, whatever we state is a sector.
okay. So let's do this. Item dot next. So Sean, right here, item is it would be how do we get the one that's above?
What do you mean the one that's above?
How do we get the nearest main text element that's above sector list?
The nearest main text element that's above the. So a sector list is those are the industries.
Yeah.
Inside of the sector list contains the industry and all sub industries.
What I'm worried about right now is mapping the sector list right here, this class, to main text, which is a
a sector. You're talking about how to map it to a sector.
yeah, that's what I'm worried about right now. So like, how would
that's fine. So what you do is you build up. So we build up a JSON object. The first thing that we do is we build up. There's like an object that it's going to be in this shape. Let's see here. I'll put it right here.
I'm worried about like, I understand it, but I'm just saying like, how can I? So say I'm at this sector list. How do I determine the nearest main text above?
Well, that's the thing is that main text is a key in a JSON object, and the value is an array, and you just keep pushing those things into that array.
No,
it's really that simple.
It's
really that simple. What did you say?
Next until like, how can I do that? But like by going up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You grab all of the next untils first, and then you do another operation with those with that collection next. Like so, that's the difference between map reduce, like thinking like a programmer from a map reduced personality, as opposed to like iterating through a loop. If you iterating through a loop is more imperative, and collecting the things and reducing them, and then doing another operation over on top of those. That's more like map and reducing. So you go and grab all of the next siblings. Once you have a collection of those things, then you loop over inserting those into an array that is for that sector that you previously got. Because you have to be at a sector anyway, because how did you get the next until in the first place? So you have a sector, you say next until, you grab all of the things that you need for the industries. Then the next operation you do after you have that collection of things is then you can associate it.
So I'm at sector.next until.
Yeah, after you collect all of those things, then do something with them. Don't try to do it inside of that loop. That's just going to be more level of effort than you even need. So you just go and collect them all first, and then you loop through each one of them, and I'll show you how to stick them into, how to associate them to that sector. Yeah, right. So the first thing we do is we collect all of the sectors into an array. That's the very, very first thing that we do. So you got all the sectors, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now after that, we say sectors dot each, and then for each one of those sectors, we go next until.
What?
Do next until for each sector. Now there might be some off by one error that we run into at the very last one because, how can it be a next until if there aren't any? Hopefully jQuery solved that problem for us.
Okay, look that now.
Yeah, we can do next until now, and then what we do is for each one we want to collect all of those industries.
Next until what do I put for the input? Or what do
You mean the selector for the next until?
Yeah.
Yeah, the very next thing. I don't know, CSS class or I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Whatever is a CSS class for that. I guess you could use that. That makes sense because jQuery should allow you to use a jQuery object as a selector.
Nah, this makes sense.
And that's a more explicit way to do it. And we can get rid of the dot. Yeah, there we go. That's right. And don't forget the closing parenthesis.
Where?
The next until. Oh, next until takes a callback?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Wait. I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm trying to learn logic, dude. Sometimes I lack logic with things like this, so like I'm glad to have you guys.
Yeah, that's all good, man. I think you should be able. That's not a non-deterministic operation. I think you can just chain right off of the end of that thing. Yeah, I bet you that thing returns a collection back.
Oh, is this really not blocking? I thought what? I thought map and each and all those functions were blocking.
No, they should be, but you just can't guess what the order is they're going to run in. Each should be blocking though, but you can't guess the order that things come back in or get executed, and that's the only caveat for each that I've seen. If you don't like each, then use for each, and that's guaranteed to be blocking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is not a function.
Yeah, for capital E. And I think it's a different API than jQuery. Let me check. JavaScript. That's on the array, and it's for each. The callback. Yeah, it takes a callback with.
Synchronous.
What did it say?
It says it's synchronous right here, but it's clearly asynchronous.
You sure? It's because it should be synchronous.
Yeah. Maybe it is. Okay, my bad. It is synchronous. Yeah. It's doing something wrong. Oh, hi.
Right. So then, yeah, you have all of those.
I'm trying to more sectors. I'm trying to push this sectors out into the global scope, but it won't let me for some reason.
Wait a minute. You shouldn't have to do that. It should be doing that by default as long as you don't have sectors defined in it.
Okay. Yeah, I did something wrong here.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Those are
There,
sectors that each small function. Oh, sectors.map, maybe. There.
nice. Yeah, it's either the map or for each, because each is a jQuery thing.
Yeah. So I can't even tell it's coming back here. Uh, it's just so much. Like, what? Okay. What do we do now?
Well, that's simple. We got all the sectors, right?
Yeah.
And we can print out a list of and we have all of the sectors into an array.
Yeah.
Right. So where's that array at?
Right here. I'm logging it out. I'm mapping it here.
Right. So before we even map it, where's that array? Press enter, or not enter. Put a new line after that. I don't know how you do that in the terminal. Sectors.map. Now do sectors.for each instead of map. And for each one of them, print out each one of the sectors. Like console.log them out, because what we're going to do is do a next until.
Console.log next. What do I do?
Wait a minute. Just see how many. Do a link. How many come back in the link for each one? That'll be a good thing to know. Nice. So there's some that have zero industries. That's interesting.
That can't be right. Saying one has 6. Agriculture does not have 6, bro.
So what are those things coming back out of the next untils? There could be 6 different elements between that and the next sector. That's actually a possibility.
Yeah, you're right. There's 7 for the first
What'd
one.
you say? What'd you say?
It says 6 elements, but there's really 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something's not right.
Well, so yeah, that next until I think that's the right thing to use. What next until selector,
Wrong.
the selector, the filter, the selector, and then the filter. Oh, that's nice. So next until takes 2 parameters. One is a selector, and then the other one is the filter. And we're probably going to want to filter off of whatever are those industries. So we want to. So say if I had something that they definitely didn't do it that way, but say if they gave it a CSS class of sector, I could say next until sector, and the second parameter I would pass whatever those industry class IDs are. And that's what I really care about. That'll at least filter down to the stuff that we care about. Exactly.
Still something wrong here.
Is that on main text, or that's what the sector ID is, or the sector class is? That's the sector class? Oh no, the on main text. That's the industry, right? Because it should be QN sector list.
Hold on. I'm literally writing this code without thinking. I'm so tired. All right. So what's up? What should we?
Well, here's what we do on the last parameter. It's you have QN main text. That's not it. It's QN sector list. That's the industries. And the previous one, you don't even have to do the adder class. You don't have to do the sector either. You can just say sector.adder class. So you could like that. You could get rid of all of that and just say sector.adder class. Like everything, including the dollar sign and everything. You can get rid of the dollar sign too. Oh, well, the for each, right. You're right. You might want to wrap that in the dollar sign because the for each is native JavaScript. You should just be able to call dot class, I believe.
Not right.
Oh, you can't. You have to actually call attribute class.
I say it should be wrapped.
Sure, I agree. But it's I wouldn't do it that way because you
Let's
should just be able you should be able to wrap it in the dollar sign and just call sector. Because you have sectors plural, that should be sector singular.
Oh man.
Now you're talking.
Okay, sector wrap. All we do.
Yeah, sector singular. There you go. Boom.
So you're not recognizing this. You see, this is like saying it's invalid.
What does it say?
Says syntax error. The second parameter.
Is it on the first parameter or the second one?
Second one.
On the second one?
Yeah. QM sector list. Look.
Uh, QN sector list. What if you did div dot? Yep. And if that doesn't work, just div. Oh, wait a minute. It's weird that that selector that you have, the next until. Why don't you, instead of just trying to pass the class, why don't you explicitly pass the class to you? Like, find the string of that thing and just do that. At least then you know it's not jQuery messing you up.
Well, we can just.
I think that's the error.
Passing string.
It seems like it's explicitly passing the string. That's not right.
What do we want it to pass?
Oh, I get it. Sectors is a string, dude. By the time it's that sectors array, I think we're just pushing in the string. That sectors array. I bet you it's strings in there.
Working. We're just getting huge ass numbers.
For the next until,
Oh, maybe it's a string.
that's what I was saying. I think it's a string in there.
Counting the string.
Yeah, that's what's in there.
Perfect. I guess we could be like it's on each. I don't even know what I'm doing.
What's next? Let's say two, because it's definitely in good enough shape that you can do something with it.
Uh,
Our next character, next until sector, for sector. Okay, that makes sense. That sector with the next div. Sector next until. Yeah, I think sectors are. I think sectors are might be strings instead of actual jQuery objects. Either way, Robert, what we can do is we can wrap this up. I think this is a good iteration if you feel like it, and then push that up because that's still pretty good. At least we have access to all of the sectors and all of the industries. We just have to couple the two together.
yeah, good
What do you
work.
think?
That was kind of hard. Like that last part. Can't think
Well,
of.
that's what. No, well, that's why we pair on things like this, man. And honestly speaking, I'd say if you were to say where are we at from like 0 to 100%, I'd say definitely at 89%, which is great because that means you're actually can get things back. The last part is just linking, like building an object structure. So you'd assume that they'd have an object structure built up in their markup, but clearly that wasn't the case. So that's just those are the things that are like the unforeseen things that pop up. Where you're like, oh well, if I would have done it, I would have built it like this, but clearly they're not me, so I just got to figure out what the heck they were thinking.
Yeah. Uh,
And you always run into that dealing with other people's code.
weird. Not wanting to work.
Yeah, but Philip, are you still there, Philip? Did you take off?
Sean is not really wanting to work. That's really weird. I threw it in bodies undefined.
Yeah, just do remember that's all fine as long as we have our selectors down, man. That's all that really matters.
For some reason, it's not giving me a response to that body. Oh, dot vit.
You want text, probably, right?
I was using dot them when it's really dot in. Yeah, that'll work. I think that just worked. A good start.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I just, dude,
So it's just drag and drop like that, huh?
what?
It was just drag and drop like that, huh? From jQuery to Cheerio.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm,
Well done nonetheless, Robert. I mean, so in a situation like this is usually when you say, "Hey, here's a good enough iteration as far as I want to take it tonight," and what you do is like in a commit, just write down a message to say, if you could pass on the baton to someone else and be like, here's what's missing, and then there you have it. Like that's, I would say, 2 thumbs up on that.
yeah, it's some good code. It's great. We did a good job, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've never really worked with Next, so that's a very interesting approach. I would have never thought of that.
I've never worked with that either. So what did we learn here, Robert? I learned about next until.
I did too. I learned that success from shit does not come easy. I thought it would be much easier than this.
What'd you say?
I've learned with some stuff that success does not come easy, even if it looks easy.
Yeah, even if it looks easy, because it's always the unforeseen stuff. The things, like you can never assume that someone's smarter than you or someone's dumber than you every time you're dealing with someone else, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know why they built their table like this. Like, are they
No,
trying?
they don't know what they don't know, man.
They're trying to make this thing like, unscrapable.
Well, that's not that, man. It's just a lot of. That's what happens when you build with things like WYSIWYGs and stuff like that. You can build with Word, like you can build WordPress sites all day, and your content's going to wind up being spit out like that. If you talk to somebody who is a content professional, they have no pains with the markup. What are you talking about? It sounds like a personal problem. Yeah, because then you can actually commit this, and then, like, say I look at it and do a pass on it, then I can just submit a pull request to you, and
That's
then there you
awesome.
have. What?
That's awesome. You can go get your thoughts in there.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Then you get a pull request, and then there you have it. You say, "Oh, that's not a bad idea. Let's talk about this one." Then you merge it in, and that's collaborative coding, right?
Looks pretty good. I'm happy.
Sweet. Is it Let's see here, uh and if you want, you can. Why don't you transfer that over to the Sensible repo, and we'll get you all squared away. And then how's that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Because then only difference in is you just update the URLs. What'll happen is you can still push to that, but it'll say something like, "Oh, this repo has moved over here, but we're still going to move your commits over." Just letting you know the warning.
Okay.
Who do
How
you
do I
send it
move,
to?
how do I move this over?
You go over to the wait. First, you've got a pull request. First, you might as well go ahead and do your pull request. Compare and pull request up there, that button up in the top right. Yep, there you go. You might want to do that first. And I give it a better title than development. We know better than that.
I didn't know what the hell I was gonna write, so I just named it development.
Yeah, that's the secret sauce with Git, man. Is like you always go back and cheat. The hindsight is 20/20 vision. So you always go back and then like patch up what your stuff is before you commit it in history. That's the secret. That's what I do.
Only one here.
And will for the next until jQuery method and will left some thoughts. Looks good to me. Got a PR up.
Nice, Robert. Awesome. Can you and then if you go to the repository, the main repository,
Yeah.
and then it says settings. Then you go to all scroll all the way down for owners. Repair. Yeah, yep, you do that. You type in the repo name and then sensible, I believe. Wait a minute. I don't know if it's uppercase or lowercase. Let me check. Hold on. Oh, it's Portfolio Me.
That would have been bad if he.
No, Portfolio Me, all one word. Portfolio Me. Yep. That's it. You don't have admin rights. What? That makes no sense. All right, well, just hold on to it over there, just to make sure. I guess people have access to it.
Okay.
I don't know how that. Can you give me access to that repo?
Yeah, I added you as a.
Is it public?
Huh? Yeah.
Is it public? If you can give me access and it's public, that's good to go.
Cool.
That's
I'm making
good stuff.
my GitHub. I'm happy.
Philip, are you still there? What'd you say, Robert?
Getting commits up on my GitHub. Always good.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about, right there. That session right there. That was a great. I'd say that was a great couple hours. What say you, Robert?
That was great. I had fun, dude. Get a break from my YouTube watch thing.
Yeah, that's good. You'll figure it out as long as you can give me access. If you can you make sure I'm added to as a contributor?
Yeah, you are.
I am.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's it. Wait, why did it says it's can you go to the settings? I want to see you in the contributor.
Oh, maybe you're not.
Am I?
Yeah.
Collaborators. Okay, cool. All right, awesome, man.
All right, cool.
And can you send a link to that URL to that repo right there inside of Slack? That'll work, man. Thanks so much.
No problem, dude. I'll pair with you probably tomorrow.
All right, let's link up tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Don't forget, release is Friday, man.
All right, yeah, for sure. Bye.
All right, bye.